Hey fellow Vault Dwellers, it's Angry Turtle, and in this video I'll be addressing a very important topic: how to do more damage. And I'm doing that because, like, for the last month, quite often I can see in my comments section I have the same weapon as you have, but I cannot do as much damage. Therefore, I will go step by step how to do more damage. But before we start, I would love to welcome my latest financial supporters, Patreons on Patreon, and those are Mike Bold and Lawrence Joseph Berg. Welcome into Turtle's army, guys. Thanks a lot for your support. And now to the topic of this video. I will be using Flamer to demonstrate everything, because it's like, I think, the best weapon for this purpose, and I have couple different Flamers, what helpful too. Now, let's go into the weapon workbench first, and of course you will know that different weapon is different damage, but in case of Fallout, this story is a little bit more complicated, because when you go into your Pip-Boy, you inspect your weapon, you see the weapon damage. This number, this value, actually includes all your damage boost in the current moment. It's not like a naked weapon damage. It does include all damage bonuses, and we'll go over everything. Now, weapon workbench. First thing first. Of course, legendary effect will affect your damage, sometimes by a lot. And to figure out which one is the best for you, you can check my guide, the best legendary effects for weapons, and I will try to link it on the screen. Now, modifications. Every weapon will have a bunch of modifications, and there is good chance that 1, 2, or sometimes 3 of those mods can provide you with extra damage, like in case of Flamer, when I check in here standard tank versus napalm tank. Napalm tank provides significant increase to your damage. Next, there is a nozzle. In case of this weapon, there is as well significant damage difference if you go for vaporization nozzle. There is a bug as well with range of the weapon, and you need to swap to standard barrel and back to long barrel to fix it, but that's specific to Flamer, it's not topic of this video. After you sort out all your mods on the weapons, what else can you do to increase the damage? Perks. When you go into your perks, you will equip a proper perks for your weapon type, like in this case, heavy gunner perks. You can have 3 different heavy gunner perks: regular, master, and expert. You can have them rank 1, 2, or 3, of course. The higher the better, the more damage you do. That's quite obvious, but that's not everything. There is more stuff that can affect your damage, like for example, under luck, you can find a perk Bloody Mess that will increase your damage by additional 15% if maxed out. Under agility, you will find adrenaline perk card that will increase your damage temporarily after each kill. Even rank 1 will offer 36% damage boost with all the stacks. That's a lot. That's a lot, it's all add up. Those are the main damage boosters from the perks. But then we go into topic how your health affect your damage, and you probably know about the Nerd Rage that provides you 20% extra damage when your health is below 20%. But again, that's not everything. We are going now to mutations. If you go under mutations, there is mutation called adrenal reaction, and this mutation can increase your damage by up to 50% when your health is below 20%, and that's a lot. I will demonstrate you how my damage will change when I drop my health with Nerd Rage equipped and adrenal reaction active. I will not be changing any other perks, all stays like you can see in here. All I will do, I will reduce my health. As you can see now, my damage on the Pip-Boy is 122. If I inspect my weapon, that's actually 123. That's just a rounding error. For whatever reason, main Pip-Boy page always round down damage down, and here round damage up. I don't know why, it's just like that. Now, just after dropping my health, you can see my damage went up from 122 to 187. What's quite a significant difference. And now, the indirect boost to your damage thanks to perks. I want to have it in order, that's why I'm covering it now. Strange in numbers. This one indirectly boosts your damage because it boosts your mutations when you are on a team, and adrenal reaction is a mutation. Then again, 187 damage. All I will do now is join a random team. This team needs to have at least one player. It doesn't work if you are the only player, but if you have at least one other player, you join a team, you make sure that you are still in Nerd Rage, take some rats, still in Nerd Rage, and look at that, 198. That's extra damage just for the fact that I joined a team with Strange in Numbers perk equipped. Of course, apart from that, as I said, legendary effects on your weapon will further affect your damage. This is anti-armor, then there is no effect on damage, it's armor penetration, but if I change it to Blooded, that do have exactly the same mods, you will see my damage is going up to 273. The question anti-armor versus Blooded, that's different topic, but I'm just demonstrating that damage is going up and up and up if you do everything right. Next point in our presentation, there are some damage boosters that will not show here on weapon card, but will indeed increase your damage greatly, and those are enemy debuffs. One of those debuffs is Tenderizer. It increases your damage by 10% for 10 seconds after you attack enemy. It does take around a second or two to actually kick in, but really good on bosses because this damage boost, as it's a debuff on the enemy, is multiplicative with all your other damage boosts. Then it does make a lot of difference. Next one that works in a very similar way, it's a legendary perk, taking one for the team. In this case, enemies that are shooting you will take 40% more damage. Similar situation, it takes 1 to 2 seconds in order to actually kick in. If you are not a tank build, there is a different legendary perk. It's called Follow Through, and this one will just boost your damage if you are sneaking. The same situation, 1 to 2 seconds in order to kick in. And now, when you could think that that's already everything, it is not, because we still have a topic of temporary buffs that will indeed show on your weapon card, like this damage will be affected by your temporary damage boosters. One of those damage boosters will be Chem Psychotats or Psycho Buff or regular Psycho. It will increase your damage. Now again, my current damage, 272. I take Psychotats and my damage goes up to 295. Then I have even more damage for a limited time period. It can be further boosted by bubbleheads, by magazines, and in case of small guns like rifles or pistols, you can use ballistic bog or high voltage Hefe to boost damage of smaller pistols. Unfortunately, those alcohols do not boost damage of heavy guns like Flamer. And what I didn't mention yet, perks that increase your armor penetration, of course help you with your damage. It does not show in Pip-Boy, but it does make quite a lot of difference when you are actually shooting enemies. Then you always want your perks to increase armor penetration, like Stabilize for heavy gun or Tank Killer for pistols and rifles. Unfortunately, there is nothing for shotguns. Lastly, if you are a VATS user, Concentrated Fire will increase your damage by 1% per rank of this card, but more importantly than that, will allow you to target a weak spot of the enemies that provides a hefty damage boost. It varies depending on enemy, and weak spot is different for different enemies, but targeting the weak spot helps a lot and increase your damage significantly. Now, on top of everything, you can further increase your damage if you sneak. If you just crouch like that and then you attack enemies, that's additional 100% bonus damage that will not show in Pip-Boy, but enemies will feel that. It can be further boosted with stealth related perks like Covert Operative that increase your sneak attack damage. Sneak attack damage is taking effect always when you are hidden or in caution, but very important note here, enemies cannot be involved in combat with anything. Enemies actively involved in combat do not take extra damage from sneak attacks. Now I really hope I covered everything in this topic. If I missed something, please let me know. If you will list whatever I miss, I will pin your comment on top of all other comments for people looking for more advice to easier find it. But from me, I think it's everything, and I hope this video will be helpful and you can improve your damage to whatever level you feel is right, as there is no right or wrong. All you need is enough damage to satisfy your needs. There is no need to min-max in this game, unless your needs are min-maxing, then carry on and do as much damage as possible. Now, from me that's everything. As always, thank you a lot for watching and see you all in the next one.